when you bring that baby home, it's like your old life just disappears, and you feel like it's going to be like that forever. And yeah, I really struggled with that. It was basically Oscar had been admitted and not me, so I was not really looked at or focused on, and the sole focus was on Oscar, which was fine, and I was happy that they were looking after him. But I couldn't sleep because every now and then I'd hear the machine going off, and like my son's 1 day old, and I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on. So that's kind of all a bit of a blur for me, in being in the hospital and just like not knowing where I was. And now when I look back about that moment, it's very clear that that moment was when I was going through psychosis at that point. But because no one was looking at me or focusing on what I was going through mentally, it kind of just got disregarded. Even though I was like clearly really upset, I was confused. I'd go to the toilet and I wouldn't know how to get back to the ward because it was just, everything just broke down. Things started to get really, really difficult. My mental health was in a crisis. I was really struggling with like my identity, who I was. I wasn't really enjoying motherhood, and I was struggling with my sleep massively. So my husband and Oscar would be sound asleep next to me, and I'd just be wide awake, just thinking of a million things and worrying about Oscar, worrying that, I had a cold sore at the time because I was so run down, and stupidly Googled it, and it came up with all this stuff basically saying like, cold sores are really bad for babies, and if they catch a cold sore, it's like a really bad virus and they could die. And I just went into a spiral basically. I remember thinking, when we went to all our NTT classes and things, these were things that they touched on in the sessions, and I just remember thinking like, oh my God, like that's never going to happen to me. Like, okay, yeah, I knew that it existed, I knew that this was something that women experience, but I just never thought that it would be something that was going to happen to me. So when I picked up the phone to get help, that was the first time that it kind of hit me that something, I needed help basically. I didn't know what else to do. I was helpless. I was actually excited about joining and meeting other women in the same situation as me. It was quite nice to know that I wasn't the only one experiencing these thoughts and feelings, and so I mean, it was just nice. It could be quite nerve-wracking for people to join it, because you don't know what to expect. But I'm so glad I did. I feel like the moment I started at Mums Matter, I knew that I was going to get better. First of all, just know that what you're feeling is normal, because I did certainly struggle with that, I would say. Just knowing that Oscar's my son and it's my decisions on things, and to just have that kind of ownership, I suppose, as well. The last session that we had was particularly helpful for me because it was an online group where you could invite people along to it as well. So it was myself with the other ladies and then their friends or family or whoever they wanted to invite to it. And it was just a really nice evening online, and gave the friends and family and the loved ones of those women an understanding of just what we had been through. From someone that's experienced it and been through it, and to have someone tell me, it will get better, I promise, it's like the most cliche thing to say. And when I heard it, I couldn't quite believe it. But obviously now I do. And yeah, I would just say, I know it's really, really difficult, but you will get there and you will get through it. And just trust in yourself. You know, when you know something's not quite right, act on it. I definitely think that now I understand my emotions. I know what triggers me. I know myself so much more than I did before I had Oscar. And yeah, I'm grateful that he gave me this journey, and he's made me a stronger person.